Lesson 28. Let's begin with our first word, bombard. A useful phrase to remember is bombard from the air. To bombard means to attack something repeatedly, usually with weapons or a lot of force. In history, cities were bombarded from the air during wars, meaning planes dropped bombs over them. In a less violent way, a teacher can bombard students with questions, meaning they ask many questions quickly. The phrase bombard from the air is used when talking about attacks by airplanes or when someone is overwhelmed with too much of something at once. Now let's look at debate. A helpful phrase for this word is debate the issue. To debate means to argue or discuss different opinions about something. Two politicians might debate the issue of education to see who has better ideas. A school debate team learns how to argue points in a respectful and logical way. The phrase debate the issue is often used when people are discussing serious topics and trying to prove their point. Next, we have earnest. A good phrase to remember is earnest plea. If someone is earnest, they are serious, sincere, and truly mean what they say. A student who really wants a second chance might make an earnest plea to the teacher, asking for another opportunity. A person who donates money to a hospital does so with earnest kindness. The phrase earnest plea is used when someone is making a heartfelt request, often hoping for a positive response. Let's move on to generation. An example phrase is X generation. A generation is a group of people born around the same time. Grandparents belong to an older generation, while children belong to a younger generation. Technology also changes with each generation, as new inventions are created. The phrase X generation refers to a specific group of people born between the 1960s and 1980s who grew up during major cultural and technological changes. Now let's talk about inspiration. A useful phrase is inspiration to write poetry. Inspiration is something that makes you feel excited or motivated to create or do something. A beautiful sunset might be an inspiration for an artist to paint. A teacher's encouragement can be an inspiration to students to work harder. The phrase inspiration to write poetry is used when something, like an emotional event or a peaceful moment, gives someone the idea to create poetry. Next, we have miraculous. A great phrase for this word is miracle of life. If something is miraculous, it is so amazing that it seems like a miracle. If someone survives a terrible accident without any injuries, it is a miraculous escape. If a sick person suddenly gets better, people might say it's miraculous. The phrase miracle of life refers to the amazing way babies are born and how life begins, something many people consider incredible. Let's move on to prehistoric. An important phrase to remember is prehistoric dinosaurs. If something is prehistoric, it comes from a time before written history. The time of the dinosaurs was prehistoric because people had not yet invented writing to record events. Prehistoric cave paintings show how early humans communicated before they had a written language. The phrase prehistoric dinosaurs is often used when talking about the creatures that lived millions of years ago before humans existed. Now let's discuss requirement. A phrase to associate with this word is graduation requirements. A requirement is something that must be done in order to reach a goal. If you want to get a driver's license, passing a driving test is a requirement. In school, passing math is often a requirement for graduating. The phrase graduation requirements refers to the specific things students must complete before they can receive their diploma, such as finishing a certain number of courses. Next, we have suspicion. A useful phrase is suspicion of murder. Suspicion means thinking that something might be true, usually something bad. If a person is acting nervous, you might have suspicion that they are hiding something. In crime stories, detectives have suspicion about who committed a crime. The phrase suspicion of murder is often used when police believe someone might be responsible for a crime, but they don't have proof yet. Finally, let's talk about wardrobe. A helpful phrase is I need a new wardrobe for work. A wardrobe is a collection of clothes or the place where clothes are stored. If someone gets a new job, they might need a new wardrobe to match the dress code. If a person enjoys fashion, they might have a large wardrobe full of different styles. The phrase, I need a new wardrobe for work, is used when someone wants to buy new clothes that are appropriate for their job. That's the end of Lesson 28. Keep practicing these words and phrases to build your vocabulary and confidence.